Hello, welcome to this edition of Go-To Biz Pros, Resources and Peers. We're with Carrie Jeske. She's going to talk to us about licensing a product today. And we have been doing, the Ennovation Center has been doing this Go-To Biz Pros and Peers series for about 4 months, and we do one about once every week or 5 days. It's been really fascinating because we really look at the Kansas City market, especially for entrepreneurs and startup and growing small business. And oh, hey, happy National Small Business Week.
Yay! Kansas City's on fire.
That's right, we are.
Great.
But we started this series because there's so many amazing resources out there, not only from the entrepreneur's perspective and the professionals who serve the entrepreneur and the resources and the ecosystem around. Yeah. There's so many good resources out there, and there's still so many people that say, where do I go? Last year, for example, we had like around 600 calls of where do I go? And so we wanted to introduce our network to the public and to Kansas City to say, hey, here's some terrific places. So we started the Go-To Biz Pro series. We're excited today because we're talking about licensing products. A lot of times, and we were talking about this before we started, a lot of times we are in the business of growing businesses. Right. And we think of that as the whole, I've got a product, I'm going to build it, I'm going to prototype it, I'm going to take it to market, I'm going to then become an owner of a company that manages people and manages the operations behind that business, that application, whatever that is. We have a lot of inventors and creatives and people that have product and ideas that maybe that's not their thing.
Exactly.
Maybe that's not it. And maybe their business model is to license and to roll out product and then keep creating. So I appreciate this because we spent a lot of time talking about the business plan and the numbers behind it, everything like that. You still have to have a plan, but you offer a different, unique solution. So thanks for joining us today.
Happy to be here. I love what you're doing here. After this, I'm going to do a little video of my own on your place.
There you go.
That's a great opportunity here. And what you were saying about licensing is, especially in the universities, there's great new venture pitch competitions going on, but a lot of times within the scope of a class, people can't really take that to the next level, or maybe they don't really want to for a class.
Right.
This is an opportunity for legitimate product innovation to get licensed and on the market within the span of a class. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to invent and you're not in a class, you're an adult, you're out in the world ready to invent something, this is a way that you can actually earn money on an invention, see it into the market, and not have to risk all the capital and all the time that most people do, especially since the majority of products fail. That's the reality. No matter what segment you're in, it's very difficult to get a winning product. So if you've got one, better to get it in the hands of people already prepared to get it into the store, and then you sit back and get a check in the mail, live a great life.
So what is licensing? Because I think that's a core question of, okay, I've got this product. There's always that element of, am I licensing it at the right time? Have I developed it to a certain point that it's worth something? Whether it's a look at a value of your product yourself, or sometimes it's greed. Sometimes it's a good, healthy combination of both that drives into the marketplace. But when you get down to the businessing of it, what is licensing?
Licensing is really about just turning over your product concept, whether you have IP protection or not. And as seen on TV, we can take it without patent protection. So if you have a product concept and you've turned it into a prototype, a 3D representation of some type, it can be a concept, it can be a $5 prototype, but the farther along you take it, the higher quality the prototype, the better we can move, the faster and the more opportunity there is. But basically it's turning that opportunity over to a company already positioned to make the product, do the market testing, get it on the stores of Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath Beyond, everywhere in a much shorter amount of time because all of that path has already been done. So that's licensing, which is different than you deciding I'm going to make my money through making the product and then selling the product into Walmart myself, and then you're going to make the profit from your cost of goods less your expenses. Which most people patent and then they buy what I call a garage full of them. They get to China or overseas or manufacture. They have a garage full. Usually they're in $50 to $80 to $150,000 at that point. And most of them have not done the critical market viability testing that they should have done at the very beginning that would have told them, should you even move forward at all? Maybe it's not a good use of your money. Maybe it's too high risk. With us, you're licensing it from the beginning, so you don't have all that financial capital risk. All you're really doing is making a well-made prototype, getting it over to our team, and then we're going to spend money to do market viability testing to determine are people even interested in buying this.
So that's a real core piece. So if you're looking at developing that product, and of course this is for someone who, again, if you're a startup and you've never been in the business world, there's a whole operation behind that if you're going to take it to market yourself. And knowing kind of where that marketplace is, we talk a lot about network. I mean, that's what the Go-To Biz Pro Series is. You've already got that built-in network that's already going to take that product through and to the iteration. I love the fact that there is, once you have that prototype, you are doing market viability. There's still a potential there for people not to love the product or the market not to adopt. You may be ahead of the game, you may be another Me Too, or you may be that perfect product that goes on the shelf. And
that's what we're looking for. But a lot of people, what they do is they buy the garage full of them and they haven't done the market testing. So let's run an example. They buy the garage full of them, they start selling it out wherever they sell it, and the market says, we love your product, but it's red and we really wish it were blue. But you've got a garage full of red.
You got 60,000 of them back there.
And you shot your 401k and you've got debt on the credit cards. And so you're in a financial pinch. You cannot respond to what the market's telling you. So a lot of people do have great ideas, really good products, but they didn't tweak the product enough early on. They didn't have the ability. And that's one nice thing about the As Seen on TV shelf space. It's been around since I think the 1980s. It's a section of space in the store, like hardware, sporting goods. This is As Seen on TV. Just go in and you'll look, and it's kind of like a section of product on the store.
Sure.
Many of the products in that section are independent inventors that have invented these products, whereas any other place in the store, you're going to find mostly new product innovation coming from companies that already have shelf space. So it's more difficult as an independent inventor or new venture.
So that really is the entrepreneur that's right there on the As Seen on TV. I've got to tell you a quick story. I have a nephew who loves the As Seen on TV. Yeah. And so for Christmas and his birthday, we always know what to get, and it doesn't really matter as long as it's got the As Seen on TV on it. He's happy with it. So so that's kind of fun for us too, because we do know it's that local inventor, it's that individual, and that's got a specific price point to it. And maybe As Seen on TV, everyone knows it, but it might not be quite the right thing. So we were also talking about. There's a difference between being able to take your product and it's a back office function of being able to take your product. There's a price point here, or you also have the I go here because I've got a book, see. So we've got a price point that goes along with As Seen on TV for the ultimate end product. So after market viability testing, after you go to mass scale, there's a price point that we all have to be mindful of. However, you've also, along with that, when you look at other inventions, you've got the ability not just to do the As Seen on TV, but you actually have the ability to take other products to marketplace that might not be the appropriate venue, but you can find those because you have the network already in place.
What I've really tried to do is build an opportunity for people with good products to get them to market quickly. So the very best play for any inventor, if they have a mass market product that's under $50, that's physically small, that's the criteria. If you have that, the best place is the As Seen on TV shelves because the volume there is so much higher. A successful product rollout will sell 5 to 8 million pieces a year, which is huge. And it'll also get on the store shelves in 6 to 18 months, which is lightning fast. So this offers some unique advantages. But the reality is most products do not fit the As Seen on TV criteria. Under $50 is what we shoot for, 19